Hello everyone, just a short video here because I really don't think I can talk that long anyway, but I hope everyone had a great New Year's and hope your Christmas was good. Here it is, 2020 started out this year not so good. A lot going on. Our vacation was cut short at work, so we had to go back to work, and we had some problems with systems that I cannot go into, but then a couple of days after that I fell sick and started feeling bad, and a couple of days later home in bed, got the flu, and I'm gonna tell you, it kicked my butt, and that turned into bronchitis and put me out for about 3 weeks, and have not been able to even get out here in the shop to do anything. So that's why this video is going to be short, because my sinuses and my throat is still a bit sore, and the more I talk the worse it kind of feels, and I start to coughing, and well, you know how it all goes. You all been there. So anyway, we got some viewer mail that we're gonna start with. This is not just a regular mail time video. It's just gonna be some random ramblings and some updates and stuff. So we thought we'll go ahead and start with that. Okay, our first package here is from Jim in California. He's one of our viewers. He sent in a box full of meters, and let's go ahead and get them out on the bench before instead of y'all watching me unwrap every one of these. Well, as you can see, Jim has sent in a plethora of meters. I mean, that's 14 different meters. Now, some of them are identical, some of them are not, but that is a big variety of meters, and these things are always handy. Now, I have some brand new Simpson meters, volts, amps, that I got from work that I did in a mail time video back over a year ago. But these are nice panel meters. I'm seeing some Simpson, some Weston, Motorola, all different types of meters. So let's take a look at what we have. There is a Simpson decibel meter. Then we have a Simpson microamp meter. There's a Motorola DC microamp meter. This is another decibel meter, and it was made by Westinghouse. This looks like also a Westinghouse, and that's a milliamp meter. Here's a DC voltmeter. It's Roller Smith. Goes up to 250 volts DC. Does another Westinghouse decibel meter. I am seeing no name on this one. It's a decibel meter also. But there's no name on that one. We have another decibel meter. And It's a model 46. And it's a Simpson. It's written up in the very top, up there behind the bezel. Here we have another Simpson 25 volt meter. That is an RF amp meter made by General Electric. This is a amp meter. It's made by Wesson, goes up to 3 amps. And we have 2 identical kilovolt DC meters, also made by Wesson. Now all those meters can come in handy for lots of your projects that you're building, especially if you're building transmitters or whatever. These would be great to go in transmitters or different power supplies or whatsoever. Well, I'm not going to use all these meters, so I'll be looking for some homes for some of them, because I'm sure there's going to be some people out there that's building projects that's going to need a meter or 2. So Jim, thanks for sending those in. We'll make sure that they get good homes. Some of them I'll probably use in a project myself, and because I am going in the process of building a AM transmitter, so we'll be looking at those and see if we can't repurpose 1 or 2 for that project on down the line. So thank you very much, Jim. Now here's a piece of equipment that you don't see all the time. This is a Syncost. It's the model CR143, and it's a cathode ray tube tester. Now I've already picked up a B&K 1077B analyzer, and to expand more on the channel, I've been wanting to pick up some more of the older TV service equipment and start doing some vintage TV repair on small sets, nothing big. I just want to expand the channel just a little more, add a few more things to it, and we need the test equipment to do that with. So along with the B&K 1077, we now have a Syncost cathode ray tube tester, and this was sent in by a viewer. I didn't ever think about asking him for permission to mention his name, so I will not mention his name, not unless he says it's okay. And the kit seems to be in pretty decent shape to be as old as it is. It's kind of got a cheat sheet over here for setting up the tubes, and also you can see there's various connectors on it for different types of tubes. This one has 5 on it, and this one has 3. AC line cord and our connector to connect to the pigtails for the different CRT necks. Now I don't know what kind of shape this is in, so this is going to be a piece of equipment that we're going to tear down and restore it back to its original condition. I see some screws are missing out of it, but other than that, the face of it looks just fantastic. No problem at all. Nice big meter, and it seems to be bouncing fine, so that tells us that the meter is probably good. So we'll be doing a future restoration video on this piece. So thanks to him for sending this along. It'll give me 2 pieces to complete that mission with. I also have another piece of equipment here that was sent in our viewer that we'll call Russ. He sent this in to us, and I think you'll find this to be pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and show you a picture of it. And this is kind of a standard piece of equipment. For testing your multimeter. And as you can see, it is the DMM Check Plus. And this is a real handy tool. You can check voltage, amperage. I think this one has a I think it was 10 kilohertz and 100 kilohertz. I'll have to go back and make sure. Might have been 20 hertz. Okay, so looking at the calibration certificate, you can see it's a 100 hertz and 10 kilohertz. So yeah, nice calibration sheet here that came with it. Gives you calibration date and the DC voltage, AC voltage, frequency, resistors, AC current source, DC current source. So yeah, very nice little piece of equipment here. It's good to have something like this on the bench, especially when you're, fixing a multimeter or something that's been damaged, or you're repairing it. Has AC and DC switch, power switch on the top. You have your volts, amperage. So 100K, 10K, 1K, and 100 ohm resistor checks. So yeah, it'll be a nice little piece of equipment. I'll probably do a complete separate video on this, and we'll have a look at it. But yeah, great little piece of equipment to have on the bench. We'll, like I said, we'll just do another complete video on this particular unit. Also, someone had asked me in the past why I wasn't doing any teardown reviews for different equipment that these companies send in. That's because I have stopped receiving equipment from various companies. A lot of the stuff, if they send it to you for free, you have to really first think about the quality of the equipment that's being sent to you. And one thing I didn't like is when companies start getting pushy and they're trying to tell you what kind of content to put on your channel and what to say and what not to say. No one tells me how to run my channel. If you send me a piece of equipment and I review it, I'm gonna be honest with the viewers. I'm gonna tell them up front what I think about it. I'm not gonna be pushed from any company telling me what I can say and put on my YouTube channel. So that's not going to happen. Anyway, thanks Russ for sending this in. Got the parts in for your other piece of equipment, and hopefully I can go ahead and get that installed and get that back to you here shortly. So I've done quite a bit of videos over the past month. The thing is, got sick, and plus time, just didn't get time to get anything edited and posted up. I know a lot of people asked me about the old Hallicrafters S38 that I started on sometime last year. Got it finished, video's done, it's got to be edited and uploaded. I'm going to try to get that done this coming week. Also, the Mustang is running, it's on the road. I got 2 more videos on the transmission build. Just got to get the time to edit and upload those 2. Hallicrafters model SX42. Got the switch that you got one knob for the main dial, then you flip this mechanism, and then you can tune the band spread. And the S meter didn't work. That's repaired. I'm waiting to hear back on the owner if he wants to do anything else to it. It's already been recapped by someone else. I just fixed those 2 problems and realigned the dials. It's up to him if I'm going to do anything else to it. I would like to do a cosmetic restoration on this for him, but that, you know, that's up to him. We'll have to see how that does. But video's done on that. Just got to get it edited and uploaded. Also, this SBE SB36. This thing has been on the bench for a long time, and the goal was to have it finished up by Christmas. I'm having some problems in the driver section for the Nixie tubes. It keeps coming up with some different problems, and got the thing receiving, got it transmitting. I just got to get this part finished up. Like I said, I was hoping to have that over the Christmas holiday, but that didn't never happen. So along with this piece of equipment and a Sony V-21 that I'm working on, that's going to be the next 2 projects that are finished up here in the shop. So this is what I'm spending most of my time on right now, trying to get this one finished up and get that Sony finished up so I can get them back to their owners. Luckily, I have another SB36 that was sent in with this one, and I'm using parts from it to fix this one. And the same thing with the Sony. I run into some problems with it, so I'm having to rob parts out of one and put in the other, and it just takes a lot of time, especially when you got it seems like when they built these radios, they built like 4 or 5 different models of it, just using up whatever parts they could to make it work. And even out of the 2 I got, neither one of the 2 match any of the 3 schematics that I have. Now somewhere I have a disc that is full of SB36 different schematics and versions of it, but the thing got missing. I can't find it. I have looked for it everywhere, and I think it was on another hard drive that had crashed. That's why I had a backup copy of it, but somewhere around here there is a disc with that information on it. But anyway, you know, we're having to draw out a lot of this stuff and kind of reverse engineer it to get in it, and but it's just about there. If I get over this one little stump, I think we'll be good to go on that. Over here on the other bench, you see I got the Sony V-21 tore down and everything laid out, and just getting it put back together, and that takes a little bit of time. Everything has been recapped, got everything working like it's supposed to. Now just putting it back together and cleaning it up, and she'll be another part off the bench, and hopefully make room for some more stuff to come in. But yeah, lots of stuff going on to get done. Now this is already a piece of equipment I've spent quite a bit of time on to try to figure out what was wrong with it. And you see I have the rear board pulled off the radio and added some jumper wire so I can still get it to work. And this was sent in by a viewer, try to get it working, and I got the FM portion on it working. It works good, but nothing on AM. So either something in the AM detector is gone bad, or either a switching mechanism that switches it from AM to FM is not working right. The bad thing about working on these kind of equipment, see, this was Aero Neutronics, and it's the Ford branded, and Aero Neutronics was actually part of Ford Aerospace, and that division built these AM FM radios from mid 70s 80s or somewhere in that time frame. But thing is, on this one, no schematics are available. I couldn't even find a schematic to even purchase. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is this cheap built. It's a nice looking piece of equipment, but it's a very cheap built piece of equipment. And this is called a 6-in-1. You know, it's got Bluetooth, FM, there's no AM on it, CD player. It has a turntable, and over on the side it has a cassette player. Now, my wife got this for, I think, 2 years ago for Christmas from our daughter-in-law, and she loved it. She played it, you know, quite a bit there in the den when she's in there doing stuff, and come up and a little blue light here starts flashing, and what that's the indicator of is the Bluetooth. Well, when that come up, it just quit completely, doesn't do anything. So I said, well, let me go online and look. So many people's had problems and couldn't figure out what to do. I actually fixed, well, let me not say fixed, I actually come with a workaround to fix that problem, and it was involved in removing the Bluetooth, and then you could get the radio to play, but it would go out and lose its audio within 5 or 10 minutes. And the audio chip in this thing has a standby and a reset pin. So I built a circuit around it, and it came up and completely got the unit working like it was supposed to. It lasted about 4 hours, and something else quit again. And you know, this thing is like $89. I think Ollie's and Walmart, and you can get it online. You know, it's cheap. It's not worth the time to go in and pay someone to fix this. But I was hoping I could come up with a workaround so all those people that's having trouble with it could go back into theirs and find a way to get it back working without having to pay someone. And I finally had to come up with clipping 2 pins away from the circuit board. It's like a 14 pin stand-up IC chip in there. It's in a hard place to get to, and I got all of this on video, by the way, and I'll probably upload that as a failed repair attempt. But I think it took care of the problem, but then something else happened to it. Now it's not working at all.
Basketball is back for another exciting season inside Minges Coliseum. Joe Dooley's team is up to the...
Well, I lied. It is now working again. So I don't know what caused it to quit after 4 hours, but it seems to be working again. So that's interesting. But what I did notice, that when it was working, the CD, the tape, the phono will not work regardless of where you put the function switch at. So what that tells me on the whole thing, the microprocessor is what's causing all the problems in this unit. So you can go in, you can remove the Bluetooth chip and fix the issue with the audio, and the microprocessor is still going to cause problems. So don't go out and spend your money on stuff like this. It's just not worth it. Anyway guys, I feel like I've talked about as much as I can and try to throw as much into this little segment as possible. So we still got several other projects. I'm in the middle of rebuilding a old tech scope that we're working on for someone. We have about 8 more receivers to go through, another transmitter to go through, got a couple of big solid state ham radios that we're working on, and we'll just get it done as when we can and get the videos up. Like I say, I hate it that this year has already started off so far behind, but today's like the 17th or something. But life throws you curveballs sometimes, you have to deal with them. Anyway, we appreciate you watching, appreciate all your support. Thanks to my Patreons that make a lot of this stuff happen, helps finance a lot of the projects here in the shop. Thank y'all for all that, and until then, we'll see you in the next video. Okay, at this point we can see part of the problem that's going on here. If I grab the band spread shaft, you see that? Moving back and forth. So when it's all the way back, this collar here is not up against the other wheel, so this cannot push and hold this tight. Even though I know the spring washer is probably flattened out pretty bad, and you can see that this gear is riding right on the edge of the main gear down here, and it should be over here. I got the valve body all cleaned up, and there's a couple of areas I want to look at to make sure that they look alright. If not, I'll go ahead and order the extra parts and replace them. But let's get a little look at it. And one of the first things is the pressure control valve. I'm going to push this in, take a pip, pop this out. Our valve's intact. Guys, we're taking our maiden voyage on the 2003 Ford Mustang. First time on the highway. Check out this transmission to see how it's going to do. And it seems to be shifting just fine. No problems whatsoever.